after I say GLHF, I would just be like, nope.
All right, so spawning here on the top left of Frost Ladder Edition, we have our Pink Terran, DaveSprite.
And his opponent in the top right, who's actually a random player, getting the Zerg pieces, actually letting his opponent know, and throwing out the GLHF, and totally not living up to his name. It is GG, you're easy, Kumavilo.
You know, so, I would expect him to say something like,
apparently he's a really manner guy, or maybe he's only like that to people who aren't in day 9 events. I don't know, whatever. But
he's got Doge icon for his clan. I mean, come on.
Dude, for all we know, it could have been just some friend of his that made this clan. That guy is just kind of a dick, but he's not. Like, you know, you never know. Maybe he finds the name funny. It gives him amusement every time he sits down to play. He's even got like a freaking duck as his like icon on his base over here. Actually, didn't know this existed.
Wait,
this like swan decal.
I think that's like a phoenix, man. I mean,
it's supposed to be a phoenix. It looks like a swan or a duck. I'm not convinced that it's a phoenix.
You're just patronizing this.
I just need more fire.
This
in my
bird is
pictures, man.
Right now.
Okay, that's fine.
I am not a duck.
It's fine. You can deal with it. DaveSprite, on the other hand, is a StarCraft star, so I'm happy.
That's definitely a way to be going. But he. Yeah, it's missing his barracks timing. Where's his barracks? He's at 250 minerals, man.
I really want to see that. I really want to see that cartoony cell shaded mod where they make everything look like.
We're going for the base first. Command center first.
Oh,
command center first. Almost on the Zerg's timing. This is really interesting. I don't know. I'd like to say this is kind of ballsy.
It is. He's hoping that he doesn't get scouted first, which he's going to be.
Yeah. The Overlord is on the way, on a direct collision path with this command center. Barracks at the top, you know what? Maybe, I don't know.
The thing is, at the same time, I mean, you don't know what kind of player Kumavilo is. Maybe he's not actually a very, like, aggressive guy. Like, for all we know, he may scout this anyway and go, oh, okay, and then just take another base.
Yeah.
You don't have to get aggressive when you see this.
It all depends on the play style, of course, and the player behind the race. So, you know, he has two options there. He could punish him for that early expansion, or, like you said, he could just grab an extra base. It's going to be interesting to see what his response is. I mean, if he decides to punish, it's going to hurt. This is wide open. Obviously, I mean, we could see bunkers. You know, gas is going to be behind, so we're not going to see any siege tanks out quick enough. So this is going to be interesting. Kumavilo going to be finding out here very shortly that this base exists. Ooh, unless this Marine, I don't know. Could this Marine... Okay, he's going to stick there.
The positioning is just awkward enough that he might not even see it.
It's like he sees it now, yeah. Okay. So
Kumavilo actually, I think he can get that to a safe spot in time, but he's going to have to go for the, like, 1 pixel safe zone. No, there's another Marine. Never mind, that Overlord is dead.
Yeah.
Dead. Goodbye, Overlord.
And that is going to supply block him, unfortunately. And he doesn't have another Overlord.
He's got 2 more coming out. He will be fine. It does delay things a little bit, but he can actually just spend the money if he wants just by getting another base at this point, and he would be totally fine. But it looks like he doesn't have that in mind. He's got a lot of Florba.
We're waiting for the reaction. I mean, there's 6 drones there.
Droning up. So, yeah, he doesn't see any need, at least right now, to get aggressive just yet or to throw down an expansion. He is gonna need supply blocks again. Okay, this is a problem. Like, he's actually starting to be behind now. That first one's kind of expected when you lose that Overlord like that diving in, but the second one...
He's ahead on the supply, and he does have more Harvesters, but he can't keep supply blocking him. So, okay, 39 out of 60. That's all right. DaveSprite is a little bit behind on the supply, of course, because of that early expansion there.
He's also going down tech really quickly. He's not just building a lot of Marines. He actually won't grab the
Only 1 Marine.
And he's grabbing another command center. So, yeah, he's going very, very army light at the moment. Which is actually okay so far, though. Not seeing this third base, he should be a little worried.
This is kind of interesting. We see the wall-off of Evo chambers and the Roach Warren going down. which is a good call considering Hellions are a threat, but Kumavilo does not actually know that yet. So, um, we're going to see if DaveSprite will actually be okay for a little while, because we're not going to see a Banling bust. We're not going to see Speedlings. This is really kind of a perfect opportunity for DaveSprite to try and secure that third if that's what he's going for.
I think he actually can, but I don't think he needs to. I mean, if he knows he's on equal basis with the Zerg, he's already in a pretty good spot. It's just that he needs to be concerned about some kind of weird tech thing coming out, because a lot of Gaspian mines. Scanning up here doesn't see that morphing in. He's going to scan down here, and now he's going to see it. Roach Warren as well. Yeah,
I think Kumavilo might be afraid of drops because the preemptive crawlers there.
You'll notice that he's not running forward with the Hellions at this point, which I can't really blame him for. I mean, really what this is good for is stopping creep spread, harassing the queens around the edges, and if he can get a run in and get some drones, cool. He doesn't really have to, though. Just to do a little scouting kind of on the edges. Keep him busy, but he hasn't seen a third until, he's going to run over there with it now, get some map control. We'll see the third. He won't be able to cancel it with him. They don't have that kind of firepower, but he can be irritating.
Definitely. I mean, the Hellions are going to be key at keeping Kumavilo in his base, covering for any other tech that decides to go down. I mean, Hellions are just very annoying in general.
Yeah, as you can see here, he's just poking around on the edges. He's not trying to get anything serious done with it. And keeping them alive is a key, though, because if he can build up an army of other units and start pressuring somewhere else, he can still use these Hellions for counterattacks later.
He did just force roughly 10 roaches. So Kumavilo definitely wants to stay safe from these Hellions.
Yeah, I have a feeling he was actually delaying a lot of his tech just a lot of his expand to get this out. And yeah, okay, he's going to look
free drones. Free drones.
Oh no!
Free drones.
All that work to protect the drones, yet pretty much gets.
No.
What was that? Surprisingly, only 4.
Yeah, not too many.
I was gonna say it looked like more than that. Odd. Huh. The thing is, he gets some free worker kills out of it, and he doesn't even really lose any Hellions for it. So, nothing to be upset about there. This location is actually now kind of vulnerable to a Hellion run by us. The creep spread is not quite far enough just yet. He can actually just kind of run around, pick off a couple, and exit through the other side.
We're going to see the good old biomech out of DaveSprite. The classic Marine tank out of Wings of Liberty. It's definitely not a bad build anymore. Look at dropping down 2 more barracks, so yeah, it's going to grab that third as well. Very, very good macro so far.
It is a setup that has become a little bit less popular since then, just because I think this is probably more map dependent than the biomine play.
Hopefully we don't lose these Hellions.
Okay, yeah, he's got to pull those out of there. Doesn't want to lose them now. Looks like he is. Yeah, he's not even trying to save them. He's just focusing on getting his bases ready back home. He's already lifted off third.
He's very vulnerable.
Got a siege tank and 2 actually up here. So if he tries to push into this location, he can't really do too much damage. But delaying this third in its own way is quite a bit of work. He was actually just going to suicide his roaches in. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that is not a good
move
at all.
He's
takes
actually
out one of the tanks.
Everything. Just to kill off a few workers. I mean, that is not a good trade at all for a Zerg player.
No. But, from what I can tell, we're just going to see a lot of bio. We've only got 1 factory out right now. Eventually, where you want to go with this, at some point you want to add in Thor when you get to T3. But, I mean, it's not imperative. Really, with only 1 factory out right now, we're just going to see a lot of Marines. And I would like to see DaveSprite go drop heavy with this sort of composition. But, we'll see if that actually happens. He's rolling around across the map with a pretty decent size of Marines here. Probably not enough to do too much damage, but Kumavilo, I don't think he's too set up for this, because typically the response
to this is just not reacting at all.
Yeah.
There's a few creep tumors, and now he's trying to respond, but he's trying to engage them, and they're just going to lift up and leave.
So, typically what I see from Zergs as a response to this, if we see a drop play, is just the good old Mutiling Blink. So you can just be all over the place. Have your mutas to follow the medevacs, of course, and wherever the drops are, flood your lings there and such. It's definitely annoying to deal with, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see what composition DaveSprite actually goes with. Looks like he's actually throwing down more barracks. Only one factory right now, so he is going to have a few tanks, but he's just going to have a lot of Marines.
And I think this is actually pretty good. I mean, I understand grabbing Thors if your opponent starts going into Mutalisk and stuff like that, but it's just like this is where most of his upgrades are centered. There we go. I got that word. Got out. Done. And
right. Have a good night, Anasarg, and thank you, Milan, for hanging out tonight. You guys have a good one. Remember to follow if you haven't already. And also follow Omega's channel. All right, plug's done.
Thank you. But yeah, this is a decent setup so far. The thing is, I think most of his defense is actually concentrated up in the natural here, so he will be a little bit vulnerable, especially from the back end to a counterattack here.
Yeah.
But
what are we seeing out of Kumavilo? We have Roach Hydra.
Nice. I like the sensor tower here. I like that a lot. He's actually going to be able to watch this bottom pathway.
We don't see those often enough. They definitely have their uses, especially where you don't have vision. Like I was about to say, Roach Hydra, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. Tanks, extra damage against armored, tons of splash to deal with Hydralisk, and a lot of DPS from these Marines.
Kumavilo looks like he's a fan of the Infestors. Just going to get those pathogen glands. Just about to finish up there. Anyway, engagement time.
This is a big ball here. DaveSprite is split apart.
Charging forward to engage this with his Marine ball, trying to move some siege tanks down. All he needs to do is delay this army and basically beat it up with the siege tank shots, though.
Siege tanks doing a lot of work.
Nice, doing a good job of this. He's going to pull back now. The army's trying to focus down the siege tanks a little bit. It's a couple, but there's still more up here. And all the meat for this army is gone now. Just the Hydra's left now.
Hydras do a lot of DPS, but I think they're going to be cleaned up here shortly by the siege tanks and the rest of these Marines. That stutter stepping on the Hydras.
See, that's how fast Hydras shoot. You can actually kite like that.
This
is the entire army for that, and it's... Yeah. Was that worth it? Was that worth it? I mean, he's got 4 bases. He's got a lot of bank on the back of this. He can afford to get pretty close to max again, so...
His macro is definitely on par. I would say he's doing good. He's able to remax behind that. He's at 173 out of 200. We're only at 17 minutes in the game, and that's after losing all of these units. And now 12 Infestors. That is going to be nuts.
However,
against those Marines.
The thing we do have to be wary of, though, is that like his timing window for this is going to close very quickly. 3-3 is actually being researched for DaveSprite right now, and his units are only on 2-2. Those Marines get so much more powerful.
Exactly, they do.
In that next tier of upgrades.
But we have a drop around the bottom of the map right now.
Ooh.
But 4 Infestors.
Oh, the Infestors aren't. They're not going to be there, though. They're going to walk away long before this attack starts. He's got a few spine crawlers that are going to come up, but they're actually not going to be here in time. And here comes the attack.
Looks like, yeah.
Down first. He's going to get a few workers, reposition the army.
Yes, going to come around here, but I expect we're going to pick up and a boost out of there unless we get fungal growth, not in range.
He's trying to grab it, though. He's chasing it down as hard as he can. And DaveSprite's going to also pick up on, hey, there's a hatchery here.
Yeah.
He's probably going to check this location as well and boost to the left. Or is he just going to hide in the corner?
He's definitely all over the place with these bases, which, if go unchecked, will definitely be a detriment to DaveSprite.
Okay, he's just going to drop right there.
Right.
He's not going to be attacked. He's going to be fine.
3-3 and about 70 seconds left. Just so many Marines. You know, if we get a big engagement here, I think the way that DaveSprite should play this out is just to stay on the offensive and be everywhere with drops.
He's trying to get this extra expansion. Kumavilo has decided to just abandon it, and he's going for the attack, I think.
He's got a lot of Infestors here, and that's a lot of fungal growth. We're going to see here,
It's so massively outranged for those tanks. This is really hard to engage directly. There we go. The Infestors do an incredible amount of damage with fungal growth here. Not really any attempt at splitting by DaveSprite, but he still has decent coverage by the tanks here. And I think yeah, I mean, he did a decent job there, but like, okay, yeah, there isn't much behind this at all. Ooh, boy, this is going to be tricky. The thing is, there's still this little army actually running around the bottom, still doing damage now. There's a lot of spine crawlers, but can actually still get it at a good angle against this base and take it out. Nobody's not watching it, unfortunately. He's going to run forward and lose everything to the spine crawlers.
Fortunately, he has 3-3 of his own on the way, as well as 22 more Hydras. But, yeah, a lot of those Infestors dying, and that's really unfortunate because those are expensive and very valuable units. But I think he could have engaged that a little bit better. You know, perhaps if he
Well,
did that you know,
I mean,
go ahead.
it's kind of like dealing with Storm. Like, if he lets them get in that far close, the fungals are just going to rip him to shred. But if he had been able to react and get back a little bit quicker, they would have taken a few more siege tank shots.
Well, I feel like if
I don't know if there's a good way of dealing with that really without ghosts, honestly.
I was talking about from the perspective of our Zerg player who could have
oh yeah,
sent off a couple infested Terrans to cause the tanks to shoot at each other.
Or even just split off one infestor, run down here, throw down some infested Terrans at this base. So as long as he just holds DaveSprite in place, he still does damage.
Yeah.
But
he's got a lot of roaches and hydras right now at 3/3, so I mean, yeah.
He's gonna pick up, fly over. Oh, that base is really well spored. Yeah, that's gonna be nope. He's like, nope, not even gonna try it.
DaveSprite needs to grab a fourth, or he's gonna start falling behind here. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bases. That fifth one not quite saturated, but engagement time.
Fighting out in the middle of the map. Investors, fungle's gonna happen. Bam.
Fungal. Yeah, there we go. Cleaning up all of those Marines. This is going heavily in the favor of Kumavilo. Every time he loses an engagement, he's able to remax so easily.
Yeah, he just has so much economy behind this. And
one tank falls. Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I don't think our Terran can rebuild his army anymore. He's continually falling in supply, and his opponent.
That face from DaveSprite.
Yep.
I can definitely understand that sort of pressure. When we saw that opener from DaveSprite, we knew he was going for that earlier expansion. He got that third relatively early as well, but it seemed like he wanted to finish the game off of 3 bases, and that was just never going to happen. But wow, I mean, Kumavilo definitely handling that playstyle from DaveSprite very well. I mean, he had spores and spines everywhere. Drops were just not going to happen.
Yeah, it was an interesting style of play. I also like seeing the infestors again. I mean, it's just been a long time since anybody's used that, and he's using it primarily for damage.
Yeah,
which is different.
It really, when you've got so many Marines, that's not a bad idea at all. I mean, even 3/3 Marines and Medivacs, if you get fungal growth combined with your DPS from your Hydras.
I wonder how well that would have worked though if there were more siege tanks.
Like, that is true. I mean,
I don't know. It's just like that. If that was a more siege tank heavy composition, most of that army would have just evaporated right away because he just charged it straight at the army.
I think, honestly, I think a Met composition would have done very, very well against Roach Hydra just because tanks, Thors, and throw in some Hellions. And
I'm not convinced that I think the Infestors do a better job than the Mutas do in this situation, just because the only real response, because he's either going to be one place or the other with the army. Like, even a small ball of Mutas can pull a lot of the army away, or it can at least poke and be incredibly irritating. But the Infestors can't really do that as well. Like, they kind of have to engage with the army. You can break them off and maybe attack one base. If there's detection, you can't really go up into the base at all. So I feel like your options are a little limited, but I don't know. I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
It's not a matchup I play.
Exactly. I'd play from the Terran perspective, but when I go for a Marine tank sort of gameplay like this guy DaveSprite just did, usually I am faced with Mutiling Bling because mutas are so effective at dealing with tanks and drawing units to places where they shouldn't be. True. I think that Kumavilo was able to take this away. There was no way DaveSprite was winning that. No. He just commanded the entire map, and he just threw units at his opponent, and when they died, made new ones. And really, that's what StarCraft's about, honestly. I mean, if there's one way you're going to win, that's it.
Yeah. DaveSprite wasn't really able to lock down the number of bases. The thing is, though, he's a random player, so even if his PVZ is really good, he may never get to use it. I mean, TVZ is really good, he may never get to use it again. Could have to rely on his PVT instead.
All right, Habitation Station. And on the top left, Once again, in the pink trunks, we have our Terran player, DaveSprite, who is down 1 game in this series.
And the top right of the map, we have his opponent who actually rolling the Zerg pieces a second time. It's GG, you're easy, Kumavilo, who's actually been a remarkably polite dude, despite what that may imply with his clan tag.
So I'm really interested to see where DaveSprite takes this. So if he chooses a different opener, or just decides to go with a different composition. I expect something like that to happen. Your first game doesn't quite work. Also, nice extractor trick there.
Well, there's also just, it's a bigger map, a little harder to scout your opponent. I don't think he's going to necessarily go with the command center first build again, especially when he's behind a game like that.
Yeah.
I would be surprised, at least on this map, if he went for it. This is a little bit more risky here, but he could still do it. Do whatever works for you.
He definitely could, and that initial expansion didn't really work out. I mean, it didn't harm him. He was okay. He did all right up until the 3rd base. It was just not really progressing past that point. Which, especially when you have a Zerg player like Kumavilo who just took the entire map, you need to be able to keep up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to just maybe didn't really have any way of putting pressure on the Zerg, as the Zerg was being greedily just grabbing bases here and there. He did have the Hellions, which was good, but like if he had kept them alive a little longer, if he had been able to pressure that 3rd, get a little bit more work done.
It seemed like he was trying to, at least making an attempt to do some drops around to keep his opponent busy, but Kumavilo, he caught on really quickly, and as we saw at the end, there are spores and spines everywhere, and that just kept DaveSprite back. And really, that's the power of Marines' drops. They can do an insane amount of damage in a very short amount of time. You can take out entire mineral lines in the blink of an eye if you don't have proper response time from your opponent. In an upfront battle like that, I mean, they're just tier 1 units, so they're going to perform as you would expect, especially against fungal growth. And we have a lot of SCVs. Is he bunker rushing?
It very well may be, because there's no attempted expansion. He's got a Reaper, he's running across the map, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. He's running around the watchtower. So, I think we're gonna get cheesy, folks. Here we go.
That's something that I was going to say in that last game. I want to see a bunker rush, and I'm awful. Actually, no, it's not a bunker rush. He's proxy racking 4 proxy barracks. Hey, it's still cheesy. It's still fun to watch.
I guess the thing.
I mean,
support this. What is there a setup where you can support 4 barracks like this on one base?
You can support 4 barracks.
That's the best way to do it.
If you
don't never see this happen.
You can support probably 6 barracks on one base if you don't have attachments. That's the thing. I mean, you're producing 1 Marine at a time out of each barracks. You can support that. Now, if you add
stopped gas, so this is definitely Marines, not Reapers.
I mean, and he's covering with these Reapers, and that's honestly a good move. He's going to keep Kumavilo busy for a little while. Eventually, he's going to head over to this base here. Ooh, okay. So I thought I saw something over here from our Zerg player in DaveSprite space, but nothing. That's a lot of lings already, though.
Yeah, he's. I guess, I don't know. Like, what did he see that's making him? Oh, he's got an Overlord over here. Did he check the gas maybe at some point?
He can see the gas right now, but
you can see that it's not being mined, which might be a giveaway.
Or
maybe he's just planning on attacking him himself.
Yeah, I mean, supply depot is open and there are a lot of lings on the way, and 16 more in production. This is awful for DaveSprite. He is going to
live the depot. Live it. Good.
There we go. There we go.
He's got to pull a bunch of SCVs. He's going to need them in a few seconds.
The thing is, this would have worked out so much better as a bunker rush.
Baneling Nest isn't there. Okay, so he's not going to get attacked that way. Oh, he's not watching the rally point. He's actually just going to send his Marines straight up into the base now with a few SCVs for cover, but now all the Lings are just going to come home.
And they're going to make short work of these units.
If he can get to a good position, he can hold out for a really long time, actually, because that's a lot.
Block the ramp with the bunkers. Yes. Oh, supply depots. Get everybody in and block the ramp.
Oh.
No!
A close.
Hey, it's
close
like
actually.
Kumavilo,
Oh, it's
baby.
not quite. It's not quite. Not quite able to seal the deal.
It was close.
Oh.
It was a neat idea.
Cancel.
Unfortunately, not.
Build some more Marines, run them back. Now those Lings are gonna be like, where'd those Marines come from? Oh.
And it looks like, yeah, look at the main base of DaveSprite. He's pulling everything.
Which, I mean, I can't really blame him at this point, but I don't, yeah. I don't think he has enough. These SCVs these Lings.
It works for the Terran player as well. I mean, if you see your Terran player pulling all of their workers, they're probably going to lose.
Yeah. Not always, but yes. It's just in general, like, it's never a good sign.
And he thinks there are still units here. He's got the Baneling Nest on the way. It's almost finished, and he's going to go for a bust, and he's not going to get it.
He's sending his Lings down to check for the barracks.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Which he seems to have found fairly easily. But it actually doesn't really matter, because he doesn't...
He has mules, and he can build bunkers here, but he's not going to be quick enough. Because these Zerglings, yeah, they see what's going on. I would love to see the ramp lock off. I don't think
He's actually using his SCVs kind of like a force field right there. That was kind of neat. Just stop commanding them around the Marines.
That's really neat. Well, the thing is, I believe, I don't know if it still exists, but at least in Wings of Liberty, if you had your units on stop command around the Marines, they would just dance around and they wouldn't actually start attacking the SCVs. That was a glitch for a long time.
Yeah, you can do that with static defenses as well.
Oh, okay.
Like take your workers and run around them. Just do that. Most players won't fall for it though, because they'll just like hold position micro and counter.
Yeah.
To that because they'll just start biting whatever's near them, stopped or not. So actually, this guy's random. Wouldn't know that because he keeps getting Zerg, but
yeah. I mean, I definitely respect our random players that can play proficiently with every race, because that's just nuts.
Well, we'll see how proficient, maybe how proficient he is with races that are not Zerg.
We will see here. Are we ready? All good?
I am. Yep.
Cool. All right, let's go. King Sejong Station. Our favorite. Our absolute favorite. We still have 14 people hanging out today. Looks like a new face, Cloud Star. And on the top left here, spawning on King Sejong Station, or pink Terran player DaveSprite.
And in the bottom right of the map, we have his opponent. Rolled Zerg the first two games, but now our random player has gotten Protoss. So we're going to have a PvT on King Sejong Station with GG You're Easy Kumavilo.
So finally, a non-Zerg race. And we will see how he plays out. Oh, sweet easy 3-0 for you, huh? Does DaveSprite not have any confidence in his TVP? I don't know.
He hasn't done so well with that in the show matches, but the thing is, like, he's got to remember this guy's random. He had really solid looking Zerg play, a little odd style, but he may be facing somebody like he doesn't know what level his opponent's Protoss really is yet. So as you can see, he's proclaiming that he's bad at it, but that's all relative terms.
Of course.
We don't know yet. And of course, Kumavilo, I like his response. Just be like, yeah, I guess then mine's really good. If yours is bad, mine's amazing.
Gateway first. Of course.
Is it just me or is this bunker? I mean, is this barrack kind of in a weird spot?
The barracks looks okay. Actually, you know what? I don't know.
I'm not sure. It may not matter. Like,
we'll see when he drops the supply depot. That'll confirm. But yeah.
Won't be relevant though, not in this game.
Yeah.
Unless he's gonna run up there with some zealots, or he tries to. He's fixing it there.
He's fixing it. There. He actually
Okay.
lifted off the barracks and.
All right, so it wasn't a one spot. But in any case, it doesn't matter. His opponent isn't attempting to scout at all. Looks like he's probably going to scout with a stalker or a mothership, or just be brave, as I like to call it, or reckless, as most people would think it. The reckless no scout. Of course, if you're going for a really fast one-base play, it sometimes is better not to scout. I mean, you're not... What are you going to learn that's going to stop you from doing it? Well, if he's cheesing you, that's probably the only thing you'd be watching for.
Ooh, actually dropping a reactor on that barracks instead of a tech lab. This is going to be interesting.
Anyway, fast expand. From a Protoss player.
We'll see if DaveSprite tries to do something about this. He does see it's there with that SCV. And the first Reaper will be out here. We don't quite have a Stalker out just yet to deal with this Reaper,
No.
but the Mothership Core is here.
Once that's hovering over the workers, all he can really do is poke at the gas probes a little bit, which you'll see him do. And unless he's really good with his micro, he's actually not going to kill any of them because they'll keep switching targets on him.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's just going to take off. He could be annoying and pick up the Nexus. He's checking the third base over there behind those rocks. Interesting.
Yeah, probably wants to just see if there's anything proxy
Yeah.
back there. I mean, I'm not sure how many pylons he counted. There's 3 up here, so he shouldn't be worried about that. He might have not saw it though. Now he's just setting it to the watchtower.
Yeah.
I guess running it around the base.
2 more barracks down for DaveSprite. Just the 1 racks expand. Drop to 2 more barracks, likely followed by a factory. With the bunker in the front. This is actually very similar to my own style of TVP, except typically I would go for the tech lab first to start it on combat shields, impact as fast as possible. But I mean, he's got a bunker, so he'll be okay. We're not going to see too much aggression from Kumavilo.
No.
Actually, double forge, getting those upgrades super quick.
Double forge +1/+1 is usually a sign of some pretty seriously passive play.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could try some weird timing that I've never heard of, but I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. He's a random player. He could be,
Yeah,
trying
maybe
something
he
completely
has some kind of
random.
funky insight that nobody else does. It's always possible. Just
Some
remember,
sort of
guys, just because something might be considered bad in general, like you shouldn't try a 4-gate, doesn't mean it can't kill someone.
That being said, 4-gate every game. It's a lot of fun.
There are some people that make professional careers out of playing in quote-unquote bad ways.
For example, Maximus Black, Combat X.
Shine. It's like literally a Codes level Zerg, and he just does nothing but anti-timings. It's so much fun to watch people. It's so much fun to watch Artosis cast him because he gets like
he's so
super
bad
mad.
that's good.
Oh, he gets so mad at him. It's so funny.
So the Marine conga line here. Actually, you know what? I mean, we do have Photon Overcharge and 1-1. But this is a decent amount of Marines here. It's going to be interesting to see how much damage they can actually do. He's definitely going to push here. 1 Stalker won't be too much of a problem. But Photon Overcharge, very like.
If he can get in the middle and actually take out the mothership core as it tries to fly over, he can simply kill the space. But it looks like he's actually just going to go for the probes, and he's already done a pretty intense amount of damage, actually.
Yeah, it took out a lot of probes. They're actually already killing 15, 16 workers. And
Yeah, he can just walk home now.
yeah,
That's all the damage you would have wanted him to do. So he's fine. You can have your base.
that's really
I'll
huge.
take all the general workers. Jeez.
I mean, the Photon Overcharge could have been there a little bit sooner.
It's a Twilight Council, and he sees something building out of it. He doesn't... Probably going to suspect Blink, but he's going into +2/+2 really quickly. On Templar tech. So we're seeing Zealot Archon.
That is brutal.
I actually think this is a great choice. I mean, he knows he's going to be a little bit light on
Well,
minerals, but he can still mine 3 out of gas.
I think the idea might be due to, the heavy Marine push that he just saw.
Yeah.
Probably an assumption that DaveSprite is going to go heavy bio. Likely a lot of Marines as opposed to Marauders. No Marauders means you can't kite. You know, I mean, he's got a tech lab on this barracks, but still producing Marines off of it. And Zealot Archon, definitely effective against Marine balls.
Yeah, and he'll still have the gas for all those the Archons too. So like, he'll be a little bit behind on Zealots when the push actually does happen. You'll notice even his army's just like at 8 still. So he's just replenishing his economy as much as he can.
Ooh, DaveSprite going for a drop, yeah. You know, don't know how much this is actually going to work, but I mean, if he could split drop and pull it off, it could be really good. That's something I always do to Protoss players. It's incredibly annoying.
Okay, yeah, he has the watchtower. Yeah, there's nothing watching for this at all. He's actually just kind of preemptively putting stuff down.
Ooh, 5/5. High Templar here.
Yeah, like I said, the thing he isn't losing when he loses that many workers is gas mining. So he's going to be able to just pump out a lot of Archons real quickly.
Yeah, if he morphs these into Archons, they would be able to deal with any drop back there. But if he's waiting for Storm or something, I don't know. Does he see this?
He doesn't.
Oh crap! No shit! No!
We're seeking.
No!
We're seeking.
Okay, all right, we're here. We're not too far back. I'm sorry, guys. I hit a hotkey.
Anyway,
right.
he's dropping now.
Okay.
Yeah, he does actually see that one of the medevacs
dropping.
Doesn't really matter though. Stim forward, down goes. He's trying to kill some other ship core. Nice.
Yeah,
really good.
No photon overcharge, and these Archons are gonna finish, but he's already gonna be able to do a ton of damage here.
And in case he's going to warp in on top of them, sure, that he's going to lose 3 Zealots to default right there. And then he's going to start fighting back. He does have charge now, he's just going to pick it up and leave. But that's a huge amount of damage that he did. Like, do not mistake that. That's 400 gas that just got vaporized.
Yeah.
For what, a few minerals? Like, that's not the trade you wanted in that situation. And he's moving out now, but there's, what, 4 Zealots?
He doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, he's also got another Archon over here on the left, and a big Zealot Warpage, so this could be a big
DaveSprite's going back in, and there's nothing but a Mothership core here.
He's gonna snipe it too.
I don't know why he didn't drop the rest of the Marines. But whatever.
This is actually kind of scary here. We've got a lot of Zealots here with charge, mind you, and several Archons as well.
There's Widow Mines. Yes, good choice. That extra damage against shields these days. This is really rough because he can't ever really chase down the army. If he tries, he will just.
Poor Marine.
No, he's gonna run forward. He's gonna say hi. Where are you putting your pylons?
I think he could engage this.
And here we go. We're gonna find out because he's kiting back against it a little bit. He's gonna lose.
He's trying to kite back into the Widow Mines.
Which is exactly what you want to do in this situation, because he's just going to charge forward on top of it. Dunk a lot of the Zealots. He's got some Archons back here. He's going to chase off the expansion, but at the cost of probably his
money. Did not want to get split apart like that. That's not good at all. Back at home, we still have Marines being incredibly annoying.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting damage done behind us. He's going to barely win the battle. There's still some more Zealots being warped in, but back home, what do we see? We have... It's actually cutting against a single Zealot. Kills that off, and now he's going to get to work on the probes. There's only 2 Marines here, but this is a little chip damage. It's just going to keep affecting them over time.
It goes unchecked. Time it'll stack up. 3 Zealots warped in to deal with this.
26 workers total killed by DaveSprite this game.
And only 5 by our Protoss player.
Stimming forward, sees the Zealots, is going to fight against them. There's too much DPS here, has to run backwards. Sees the Archon morphing in. Oh, that's going to die. Ouch, expensive. And he's fighting around this island right here. Okay, good feedback on the medevac, but yeah. This push is over.
Able to deal with that pretty quickly and also secure that 3rd base. Lots of mules. Good. Tons of mineral income.
One thing that's good for Kumavilo is he did get up a 3rd base somehow in the middle of all this. So while he is behind, he can start to make a comeback here, but he needs time, and it looks like DaveSprite's going to move out for an attack.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of Marines here.
And success UVs.
He's going to break the debris. Is that what he's up to?
This is a really nice move if that's what he's going for. Unfortunately... Oh no, it looks like he's going to attack with 1 army on this side, 1 army on the other side. So he's actually going to pull him toward the debris because it looks like Kumavilo is really aware of that right now. But
yeah, he's staying here by the big ramp. I think he's aware of what's going on, what DaveSprite is trying to do. And his third base is incredibly vulnerable now, but if he leaves, will the debris fall quick enough for
and yeah, like
DaveSprite's
DaveSprite's just going to sit in here and kill a bunch of workers, which is so far accomplished. He's actually just leaving his army down here so that this other attack force can come up here and start doing some work. Kills off the cannon, and now he's killing off probes up here. He's forcing in a warp in to defend back here, and he's just going to pick up and leave.
You know, one thing I'd like to note, DaveSprite is only at 0-1 upgrades, meanwhile 3-3 for Kumavilo. I mean, any direct engagement should be going in the favor of Kumavilo, and I don't know how.
Yeah, presuming he has enough army, he's actually half the army supply of his opponent right now. Which, actually, in any matchup is pretty brutal. Don't ever want to be in this position. Maybe Swarm Host, the only place where you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But maybe, even then, it's so great.
Fourth command center going down as well for DaveSprite. Yeah, I mean, he's really taking this game by the horns right now. Kumavilo, you know, he's up on it. He's definitely got those upgrades. He's on par with his workers. The income is totally in DaveSprite's favor, but I mean, just due to those mules, by default, he's going to be ahead on middle income.
He's become aware of the upgrades now and has grabbed armor. He's kind of supply blocked apparently, which is allowing Kumavilo to catch up a little bit. Kumavilo's trying to go for a fourth.
So many Marines.
I don't think he's going to get that fourth.
This mass Marine, man. I mean, apparently that's the way to go these days. Might actually get this third base before there's an intervention from Kumavilo.
Oh, he's moving down now, but there's actually 4 Widow Mines at the back of that.
Yeah.
He's not careful.
How many zealots?
All the zealots.
Oh!
Bam. Okay,
Great Widow Mine connections there.
8 right there, I guess. Right off the bat, but upgrades are good.
Yeah, definitely, man. Those upgrades. How many of those zealots actually died? I mean, not very many yet.
About the end, maybe.
Only took damage from those Widow Mines.
He got the third base.
That is true.
Even more economic damage. Forced Kumavilo back down to 48 workers, and he's got 4 more Widow Mines that are going to be like, just going to eat these probes for lunch in a second here. Pachoom, pachoom, pachoom. Pachoom.
2-2 finally on the way for DaveSprite.
Down to 43. He's not rebuilding these workers. He is aware that that's there. He's going to storm the Widow Mines. Okay, cool.
Interesting. Wow.
He kind of missed one. And there we go.
There
3
goes
storms later, he does kill. He actually kind of drained all his storm energy doing that, and here comes another push.
A huge, a massive push, completely maxed out. Wow, I mean, this just reminds me of a Zerg player.
Really well. You look up and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that doesn't matter.
You know, this is insane. This reminds me of a Zerg player, except with Terran shoots. It's wave after wave after wave after wave. And, I mean, I don't think Kumavilo can hold on to this. Less than half the supply. He has tons of upgrades, but, man, this is...
I don't know if DaveSprite's aware of this fourth base on what he really needs to be. That's so much DPS with the upgrade disadvantage. Widow Mines are awesome, and now the army's dead. And with that, 6 army supply left for our Protoss player. This map is so epic horrible for Map Pro and Protoss.
GG, you're easy. Not so manner now, is he? He's... Oh man. He's on tilt. I think he's on tilt.
Yeah. That was a rough game for him. He lost 16 workers early on. Like, that's not a small number in any game.
Yeah.
Like, people get bent out of shape when an Oracle gets 10 or 8. That was even more, and he barely lost anything in response. He just walked away.
That was a lot of stuff he did not want to lose. And if you'll give me 1 second, I'm going to take a quick break just to go grab something from the kitchen.
Okay. So who else hanging out in the chat right now? About some shout-outs to people.
Schmeggy Eggy!
Cloudstar, Fade, Dompress, Geckoscomo. I'm going to say Manbon, I see you, dude. Roxy Oxy, Schmeggy, and of course Trumpet and CRQ. Trumpet, I did see your Skype message. If I would have to guess, we should be done before the hangout tonight. I don't see us bleeding into that, but we're trying to get as much as we can done, usually in the space of about 4 hours. But you'll have to ask Freaks as to how long we'll go. I'm just along for the ride. I'm not the planner guy. I'm not the brains of this operation. I'm just one of the mouths. Yep. So, I don't know about you guys, but let's go ahead. There are two things that I enjoy doing, all right, a lot. One of them is I love to open Twitch Plays Pokemon and just narrate what's going on for about literally maybe a minute. That's usually enough for me to be like, okay, I'm done. So I'm going to, let's see what's happening in Twitch Plays Pokemon right now. Wait for the stream to come up here. Okay, it looks like they're in Victory Road, and I think this is Fire Red or Leaf Green. They've saved the game. Okay, cool. And now they're walking back and forth next to a boulder and occasionally opening the menu. Yeah, so they've gone to the options menu now. Nope, leave the menu. Now they're going to walk north into the rocks for a bit. So far, so good. Oh, went down, almost accomplished something. Nope, not going to happen. Go to they've moved a rock to the left. This is a massive improvement. I'm done. I can't handle anymore. I'm about to just start laughing like a little kid. All right, that was. See, I like to go. The only reason why I follow Twitch Plays Pokemon because I can't handle that for more than a minute is about 2 minutes. I find it hilarious. I just find it great, and anytime I need to smile, I open that up and go, I can't believe this works. I can't believe they're on like their third game now, because they played Silver before. They beat that. Like, what the heck, man? It's ridiculous. What else is on right now?
What's up?
Somebody playing Outlast. No, I'm just looking around people I follow on Twitch and seeing what people are playing. And man. I opened up Twitch Plays Pokemon and narrated it for about 30 seconds. It pretty much sounded like, oh, now they're opening a menu. Now they're in the options menu. Now they've saved. Okay, cool. They've exited. They opened it again. They exited. They went north 3 squares, and now they're stuck next to some rocks. Oh, they moved a boulder. Wow, progress. And then I'm like, okay, we're done. Can't handle it.
Dude, the creatures the other day. Wow.
You were watching that.
I watched the creatures for about 2 hours.
It's kind of bizarrely fascinating.
Playing DJ Hero.
I can't handle watching them for very long. Sometimes they play games I enjoy, and it's kind of cool.
Well, it's different people that stream every day or whatever their schedule is. I tuned in today, and it was 2 other guys, and they were playing golf.
Yeah.
They were playing like PGA golf.
Yeah, they just pick random games, multiplayer games, and play them. It's pretty cool stuff. Or sometimes I guess they just do the look over the shoulder thing. Oh, Noni's streaming right now.
Heroes. Oh, is he? Yeah, God, he played back in Brood War.
He's streaming Heroes right now, though. So.
Hey, that's not bad.
I like watching his stream. He actually did only carriers for a few months.
Noni's actually playing in Lone Star Clash.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So.
Man, you're lucky to be able to get there.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I totally did not expect that, but
I actually, because of the show matches, I actually miss most tournaments these days.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine. I can watch them on replays later. Primarily, the thing I follow these days is Code S.
Stream's super late.
I like me my tasteless.
Dude, I will say Tasteosis is one of my favorite casting combos.
And I've grown to like Wolf too. He's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He's amusing in his own way. Always respect the Void Race. But anyway, yeah, I enjoy that. But this week,
Tasteless just has
the Dream Hacks.
Tasteless just has that voice. He just sounds amazing when he casts.
Oh yeah.
To that all. It's like it's not necessarily that smoker voice, but it's like really it's harsh. It's rough and harsh, but it sounds really good, and it captivates me. I'm like, I can listen to this all day.
Between smoking and streaming constantly during the days, he actually almost destroyed his voice.
Yeah,
completely.
If you actually watch the videos of them, Watched the videos of them at WCG 2005, and he sounds a lot different. It's pretty crazy. Like, wait, that's tasteless.
There is that little snippet in there where like that's basically the first time he cast it, I think, officially.
Yeah.
And you got that point when they're on that island map, and the guy just sort of turns to him and deadpan says, "I think we're going to see some drops." And there's like a half-second hesitation, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're probably right on that." But you could tell something in his brain just went, yeah. Why would you say that?
Of course.
Yeah, it's okay, but
Right.
That's a neat video to watch.
Also, Sons of StarCraft has got a lot of criticism, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
I didn't get to see it. Was that good?
You can look up the VOD somewhere. I mean, I think they're like 30, 45 minutes each. There's 3 episodes, and I liked it. A lot of people,
but they didn't put it behind a price wall or anything.
No, it's free. I mean, it was just they just put it online. Yeah,
watching that later.
A lot of people criticize it for just being, just like a bunch of interviews just slammed together and some music played over top of it.
I would enjoy that immensely.
Yeah.
I don't like, and it's for free. What's your problem?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a free documentary. They put a lot of work and money into this. I'm not complaining, but all right, let's get into what is game 4, right? Game 4, yeah.
Maybe I'll just like go and buy some of their T-shirts after I watch it, just to make myself feel better, because that's like a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah. Publicity, man. All right. DaveSprite and Kumavilo, game 4, 2-1 in Kumavilo's favor. So let's get started. Shmeeg Eggy hates Idra. No one likes Idra. You know what, you guys? I don't understand.
I like
Idra is my favorite. Idra is by far my favorite professional StarCraft player, and that's because he's not another. Okay, I don't want to be controversial, so I'm not going to say that. But let me get back to my point here. On the top right of Way Station, our Pink Terran once again, DaveSprite, taking away that last game there. Still stands a chance in this series.
And he does. His opponent rolling the random pieces, and this time getting neither the P nor the Z, but the T. We're gonna have to see a TVET today, guys.
Not the D? What?
Not the D. There's no D.
Oh.
If you play the R, you can get the P, the T, or the Z.
Okay, the P's good. Oh, wait, no, the T. Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any like strong units that start with D, and I kind of don't think there are, actually.
Yeah.
Is there any unit that starts with a D? No. Is there? I don't think there is. Well, anyway, while we're going over that, GG or easy Kumavilo.
Yeah, this one is kind of a mouthful.
D is the hotkey for Marauder? Yeah, I guess that's pretty close.
Yeah, Marauder. DaveSprite. DaveSprite. That's a good unit.
So I can just call it that whenever I pair somebody up in the show match.
The proxy
DaveSprite is giving them the D.
I'm gonna give you the D. I'm gonna give you the DaveSprite, man. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna love it. Also, the proxy.
Like, no, I'm giving you the DS, and they're like,
Dragoon.
Less intimidating.
Drones.
Okay.
Dragoon and drones.
Oh yeah. I guess drone. Oh yeah. If you're doing a drone drill, I guess you can call it that. Cool. But there's no Zerg here, so unfortunately. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's so Kumavilo apparently doesn't like playing macro Terran a lot, and a
lot of people don't. Macro Terran is something that really doesn't exist.
DaveSprite's actually running out with the fast scout here with the SUV.
I think
he'll get down there in time to see that there's nothing there and be very worried.
I think
it's a battle cruiser.
I think we're gonna see Proxy Reaper.
We're gonna see P-Proxy, dude. P-Proxy by SCVs.
A factory.
You know, I think we're illustrating why we shouldn't stream for more than 4 hours when we're doing this.
Okay, the Reaper.
Oh, anyway, there's the Reaper in the base now.
What is there? There's nothing to deal with the Reaper. The Reaper.
Right. Anyway, this Marine down here is just having coffee and letting his buddies die. He's not
surround.
And now this Marine's here, which means the Reaper has to leave because he can actually just take 3 workers and make the Reaper run around. And hey, look, bunker! It looks like DaveSprite's kind of latched onto what's going on here. Now that the scout down here is like, you have nothing in your base. Oh, that's what's happening.
A Whittle Mine. Please get out of Whittle Mine.
That's actually, that would be so effective if he can do it. No, he's getting a Hellion, actually.
Interesting choice. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he has gas. He's got to be okay.
No, I think he wants to spend the minerals on Marines. Or, actually, he's just supply blocked right now.
Yeah, that's not a position you want to be in. Get the Reaper gun, yes!
The Marine, okay, cool. Got kind of nothing. Oh, that's good. He's got another Marine.
So, I mean,
now, depending on who fires first, that's the person who wins the gun duel. Oh, wait, there's a second Marine now. Never mind.
You know, we only have 1 barracks for DaveSprite, so eventually the Marines from Kumavilo are going to outnumber him, but he has a Hellion on the
Good
way.
micro.
Nice.
Keeps both of them alive, and he's got a Hellion.
I think he might actually be okay. I mean, this is...
I don't know if I like him leaving, though. Yeah, it's fine. He's totally fine. Kumavilo, GG's. Without the GG. Flips the table.
He's like, fuck! Fucking him! Mac OP!
Wow, I feel like we're seeing 2, like, very almost just, they could snap at any time players.
Yes. Game 5!
Alright, I
Okay.
guess Game 5 is going to come down to does Kumavilo get Terran.
He's like, please
or
get
not.
Zerg! Get Zerg!
He wants Zerg.
I have a code where I don't roll Zerg because I know I'm really good at it, so I just roll random. But I really want Zerg.
We'll find out later. He's like, actually, Platinum player shouldn't have been in this division.
Oh man, okay.
And then he will have lost, and we can laugh. Although, to be fair, I think they're both technically gold players anyway, so it would probably be fine.
They're 2-2. I mean, this is the first series of the evening that's gone to Game 5, and for being a complete stomp the first 2 games, it's completely dependent on what race Kumavilo gets. So let's wait and find out. Overgrowth.
Oh boy, proxy time. I don't know. When I look at this map, yeah, we got to see a macro game with Anazari. That was cool.
All right.
On it, but yeah.
So spawning on the top right of Overgrowth, DaveSprite, our pink Terran player. This is anybody's series at this point. They're at 2-2.
The bottom left, his opponent rolling. Actually, neither Terran nor Zerg this time. It's going to be our Protoss player, GG Urisi Kumavilo.
All right. Well, last time we saw Kumavilo get Protoss, he attempted a fairly standard play. Didn't really go for anything too ballsy, too all-in-y. No cheese. I mean, that was actually a really surprising 4th game. Seeing him go for that, that proxy Reaper thing. I mean, I gotta say, I'm legitimately surprised DaveSprite held that off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit tough, but at the end of the day, he just had the too much stuff factor going for him. I mean, he was able to build up so much in the way of Marines and bank, just from having that extra 16 workers in that game.
The Hellion actually did it for him too.
So I was talking about game 2 there, but for game 3, it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I guess if he had gotten another Hellion out, it wouldn't have mattered anymore. Like, then that's just kind of it. There's just too much damage against the Marines.
Yeah, I mean, he was just banking on the Marines winning it for him. As soon as that Hellion came out, it was done for. I didn't know if he was actually going to go for more Reapers. I think if he went for more Reapers, he would have had that game.
It's hard to say. I mean, if anything else, he could even do something like just make a Whittle mine and send it to the other base.
Yeah.
Now there's a cloak thing that prevents you from mining.
Yeah. And then it just becomes a really drawn-out, long game.
I guess the longer that game goes, the worse it gets for Kumavilo. So I can kind of understand that.
Shmegegi should have done laundry 4 hours ago. Get to it.
Though, you know, one thing I will actually say is that the no GG in that situation actually sends a message to your opponent that you're rattled.
Yeah.
And it's like, and to be honest, if that was me, I'd be like,
I think both of these players have been rattled by each other on pretty much every game here. We saw DaveSprite was very upset with the first couple Zerg games with, GGing out with that, the upset face.
Yep.
And then he goes into the game 3 against Kumavilo as a Protoss, and he says, "Yeah, you're gonna win this easy 3-0. I'm horrible against Protoss, no confidence." And then when he wins that game, Kumavilo's just like, "Fuck it, this map sucks." It's like,
yep.
And then game 4 was just, you could tell after losing that game, he's just
NG block.
Oh,
nice.
That's interesting.
This is actually a good idea because he's seen him go for scout. He likes to expand a lot whenever he's not cheesing. So this probe's going to go down there, and now we might see angry Kumavilo. It's like, no! Damn it! And now the SCV is going to run off and get a scout on top.
Do you want a 4-gate? Because that's how you get a 4-gate.
I don't know if he'll do that. This might not be too much of an issue for him. It depends on what he wants to do. He can actually just do a 3-gate expand now, some pressure. But I think you kind of have to do something like that because your expansion's pretty badly debated. Yeah, you can even see that. It's like 2 gateways and Twilight Council. Maybe an expand past that, we'll see.
I hope DaveSprite cancels that.
DaveSprite. Buddy? You're gonna... no.
Cancel.
Nah, that's okay.
We have a Reaper in the base, though. Gonna take a few pot shots at the probes here.
Now, since he actually put that down as fast as possible, if DaveSprite was watching, he might have gotten a brief glimpse of that Nexus going down. In which case...
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know what that time is. He has commands that are built in the base here.
Oh, okay.
That's
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and it's morphing it into an orbital command, perhaps drop a few mules or something and then lift off and go. But, I mean, for the most part, we're seeing what looks a lot like Game 3. Opens up with that reactor barracks, starts heavy Marine production, and second barracks dropping the tech lab, of course, because he wants to impact. Now, let's just hope he gets combat shield.
Thing is, his opponent's grabbing Blink, and it looks like he wants to do some stalker pressure.
Well,
this isn't going to do anything by itself right now.
Interestingly enough, we have a bunker here on the high ground.
Yeah, he's anticipating this. I think he either just this is like a typical response to when he does this to somebody.
Yeah.
Or he's just plain guessing. I mean, either way.
Yeah. I mean, if you read that, very good read by DaveSprite, for a big league player. I mean, definitely a good scout. Now, the proxy pylon.
That's a very bold spot for that.
It definitely is. Don't really know about that.
He's going to warp in behind the pylon.
He's pulling everything. He's going to repair the shit out of that bunker.
Well, you got to...
Oh, the force field.
Yeah, but he's only got the one. I mean, it's not going to do much in this situation. Yeah. In fact, he's actually forcing the SCVs forward, which messes with the aim a little bit from the stalkers. No, that one Marine. Oh, he was too young to die. Anyway.
Back to work. PP.
Asks for a pause. Don't know what happened there.
Wrong with his mouse.
Oh, maybe. He was building stuff. But anyway, we moved on. Pause is over. No further communications. Snipes off one guy working on the bunker. Just keeps on going.
So we have Marines on the high ground, Marines on the low ground. Bunkers all over the place. SCVs ready to repair.
He's actually doing a decent amount of damage just by keeping these SCVs here.
That is...
but now it's paying off because the attack actually happens. Ah. And he's just putting that down right in front of the Protoss. It's going to be like... He's trying to bait it up.
It's a pretty cool micro there. Let's see if he can get it.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, great job. Really good.
But he is going to lose his proxy power.
That was very cheeky micro there. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it only happens very rarely in situations like this because it's usually not worth it for the Protoss to try it, like even at the pro level.
Hey, it's
But
fishy.
it's cool. It's possible. You can do it. You can do similar things with roaches and burrow.
And the blink into the main.
This is decently done. He's gonna fly some units up here. Interesting choice. And then try and trap the stalkers on the high ground. Gonna run down to the low ground now. Go off another SCV. Run into this
Trap though. I mean,
bunker.
There's a right here. Did blink right past it. There's a Widow Mine right there as well.
Yeah, nice one.
Well, yeah, good timing there. Widow Mine didn't get a chance to even go off.
He can try that again. I don't think he's gonna bother though. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna run home.
I think that's a good choice as well. But we have a lot of gateways here. 3 that actually aren't warp gates just yet. He's really focused on his micro right now, so that's probably the explanation for that.
Double forge.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's an indication that he wants to slow things down and go for a third more than likely. I mean, or he's just trying to keep up, like he's assuming that he's going to go for upgrades soon.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not, so, like, this could be just a transition into late game.
There, the third is dropped
third.
right there, so I think you're right. I think this is setting up for the late game, getting up on his upgrades, and also dropping down the third, of course. I'd like to see a third from DaveSprite as well, now that the danger is, for the most part, gone. Well, looks like...
So, there's a floating starport. Hidden starport. I don't know, like, hidden Viking flying starport? Is that what we're about to see or something?
I don't know.
Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I guess I'll just land that somewhere and build like a tech lab on it, make a Banshee.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Let me try to see where it's headed. Is it going to land anywhere?
Yeah, he's heading at a different angle than the Marines. So he's not bringing it over here. He's just going to push forward. He should see that guy run to the right and be... Wait. Yeah. Oh, the traitor probe. Gave the secrets away. Now they're going to lose the base. Oh, the traitor probe. Oh, this is the most painful thing.
Oh. Bro, the Widow Mine.
Cancels it. No, he's just going to leave that right there and go home, probably. No, he's actually can just hang out here.
I mean, that could still be very annoying if you just left it there, denying that expansion. And every time you go to look over there, wait a minute, why is my Nexus not here?
Yeah, and he has no mobile detection. You'd have to build a cannon next to it to get rid of it. Oh, that's a pain.
So he lands the starport over here and builds medevacs. The proxy medevac build. Very devastating, or so I've heard.
I have no idea if this is good or bad, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Like,
it's weird. It's weird.
I accidentally set my starport out there. Might as well just land it and make shit.
Well, that is a good decision if you did that on accident. In any case, this probe is like, oh my god, this is scary. No, oh no, they're getting closer.
But now, the army's out of place. The stalkers are pushing with the mothership core. They have blink. There's a lot of Marines at home. 0-0 upgrades. Something I gotta say for Kumavilo is he's definitely on top of his macro. I mean, as far as upgrades go, definitely on top of those.
Unfortunately, he was gearing up to get a third base, and now he just doesn't have it. He's moving his whole army down here. He's going to lose this row.
Well,
but he gets the base down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not blocking it.
Just barely.
Oh. Well, you know, he can actually lift that and just put it in the mineral line. That would work too. But I think
that's true.
Kumavilo knows it's there.
Oh yeah. I believe he noticed that that probe gets shot because he moved his stalkers to exactly after that. But also, Dead Frog's in the chat pointing out the fact that DaveSprite does have combat shield in this game.
Yes, he does.
All right, small steps. And a third base.
But you know what? He's not getting any upgrades.
That is his downfall, and we saw that.
Just getting an engineering bay now.
But we saw game 3. He doesn't need it. Okay. He's got Marines. He's got combat shield now.
Didn't quite blink that fast enough. Does lose a stalker and a lot of shields. Oh, but he okay. So he forced to cancel again.
Consistently denying this expansion is going to be incredibly annoying for Kumavilo, and it's just going to delay his tech as well. And this is not what he wants.
Yay, he's getting +1 weapons. Yay, good job, DaveSprite. Get another. All right, you've got another engineering bay.
Yeah, you've got the engineering bay now. Let's use it. And he's putting armory down, so he's gearing up for 2-2.
He's gonna be so far behind though. Like his opponent's about to have 2-2.
Hey, it didn't matter in game 3. He's gonna.
In.
Great storm! Awesome storm there. Awesome storm. Now, if we could get a split push, where everything is here at the third, and we see DaveSprite lift off and push right into the main, this could be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, he doesn't like almost ever do that when his opponent has.
Looks like he's going right into the natural.
Yeah, and I like this move from him. He's put down. Did he? Yeah, he put down a couple riddle mines right there.
He might. Oh my gosh! He's gonna snipe the natural, pick up, and then get out of it.
No, he didn't get it.
So oh, he got the medevac. There we go.
Oh no way!
Got both medevacs.
However, he can actually still kill the building if he just targets the widow mine correctly.
Oh, he can target one of the probes and the splash.
No, it's not quite close enough.
Dude, that's.
No, he will. It will have recharged too many
insane.
shields by then.
I wonder if DaveSprite knows that he didn't get that.
Yeah, he should be aware of it because it'll still be on it. It's on his vision because of the widow mine.
Okay, yeah, he's moving to widow mine.
Just now repositioning into the.
All right.
It looks like his response is to just build detection there and then lose probes. Okay. No, he's gonna attack it. Okay.
So,
there you go.
the starport in the middle of the map actually built a reactor on it and producing 2 medevacs at a time.
All right. This is interesting.
Yeah. I expect that he's going to find some way to get in here and snipe this Nexus. It's just too close and too tempting. And another probe dying through one of those widow mines. This is another pretty big push coming out of DaveSprite.
3-3 on the way.
That's
Colossus range.
Yeah.
Colossus. No Vikings.
Meanwhile, 1 armor not even in production and 2 attack also not in production. He's going to roll with the 1 attack right.
Well, if he can kill him now, anyway, if he can get not stormed.
That's going to be rough. Yeah.
Here comes the attack. He's going to move forward.
He might try to bait some storms. That's a fun thing to do.
He's going to stim in.
Not even life going up.
He's just going to die.
Now I believe this is showing us why earlier in this series, DaveSprite mentioned that he is not very good at TVP, and he's probably very frustrated by Psystorm. I know that is.
I would imagine that would be frustrating right now.
That's oh man, now he's going into Powercons. Yeah.
Just the Colossus alone actually is going to get more and more problematic for him because he's not getting any Vikings.
When he had the base lead, he couldn't make anything happen. Now that Kumavilo is on 3-3 and into tier 3, I think this is Kumavilo's game regardless. At least
DaveSprite has picked up on the upgrade thing. He's now going into +1/+2.
We actually have
This weapons is first. So it'd be +2/+1.
Observer speed.
Ooh, fancy.
It's like, I got money in the bank, why not?
This was an upgrade I would occasionally purchase, and then I realized that I would kill my observers with it a lot, so I stopped getting it. Not to say that it's a bad upgrade, it's just you don't want it in my hands. Oh, 4 Marauders. What will he accomplish with this? He could actually finish out the base, is what he could do. Go!
That's what he's going for. I believe that's what he's going for.
Jim,
target the Colossus out of place.
No, just get the next. Just get the next. Go. We can.
Nicely done there.
He's trying to kill the Robo. Oh, he could get it before it finishes observer speed, which is not what he thinks
not
it is.
Not gonna happen.
No.
And vaporized. Supply
now he's thinking, oh crap, he got the range.
Like,
I could have sniped range.
I really needed that base, and now he has a
totally
base done as well.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he'll be able to stop the I was about to say
not
like
even close.
Range, and then I'm like, oh no.
Observer range.
It's observer speed.
Another Colossus being added. I mean, at this point, 3-3 and this massive death ball. You know what? I mean, it almost seems a little bit preemptive, but I want to call GG here just because we have DaveSprite.
I mean,
any engagement that happens is just going to go so heavily in Kumavilo's favor.
There's still one thing he can do, which is he can engage in a lot of locations. There's 4 bases now and 1 Protoss army. If he can spread them out and keep them in his own base, he can technically buy the time to get the stuff he needs. He has 3 base economy, so Well, he's grabbing a fourth soon, but he can make it happen. Well, he's gonna engage again here. He's gonna take this as a natural out before it's able to occur, and he's just gonna run probably into the main from there. Takes out the Robo Base, so he's gonna leave that Colossus tech kind of stranded there. Unfortunately, he's gonna lose this army, and he doesn't have another one attacking on the other side.
That's the thing, is like when you're gonna attack like this, sacrifice an army, you want to have your secondary army somewhere else. Just capitalizing on that opportunity.
I guess.
Giant armies.
I mean, even though this possibility is there for him, I guess he doesn't really have quite the multitasking to really get happening. He's kind of almost doing it though, because Kumavilo is not being very fast and
we can see
his units.
It's evident that he is faltering a little bit there on the multitasking, just because after that first engagement died, he then went over to this army and started moving it around. Could have been done a little bit earlier, but you're going to see.
Does he know about that fourth? Oh, he doesn't. He has no idea that fourth is even there. Ah, okay. Because I was wondering why didn't he just run down there and snipe that? But yeah, he thinks his opponent's on 2 base right now.
Yeah. Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. Now, one thing that DaveSprite I also would love to see. I mean, he's got this command center down here. Obviously, there he goes. Lift it up. He's going to go drop the 4th base. But he should have began Viking production a long time ago. He has too many medevacs right now, I feel.
He can't. He's actually totally maxed out now. And
actually,
he has to either sacrifice some of his army or, like, no, he doesn't have too much SCVs.
He's pulling everything. He's not going to have these SCVs for long.
Well, I mean, he's kind of mined out up there, but he's not gonna continue mining with them. I don't know if I like that choice.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Either you go big or you go home, and you send those SCVs back home because you're not pulling. Okay, he's pulling everything from the 2nd base.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's Storm 5, 6 Archons and 4 Colossi. I don't think actually a total SCV pool would even do it.
He's very angry right now. Baiting those storms, great job.
Well, he's actually doing a great job of getting the Protoss storm resolved, which is always a plus.
But he's backed into the corner now and completely annihilated that engagement. That 3-3 upgrade, man, with the losses just absolutely terrible for everything.
Yep.
That's also this.
Huh. Still not moving out across the map, though. Kumavilo is still just staying content to stay home. And DaveSprite is almost caught up in upgrades. He's about to have 3-2 soon.
I know why he got rid of those SCVs now. He's trying to free up supply, man.
The thing is, like, he still has 3 bases worth of mining to do, and now he's only got 1.5 bases worth of workers.
He's like, I gotta get them Vikings. Gotta sacrifice 30 SCVs.
Oh, he's just gonna... I guess he was just replacing them with...
Mules.
Mules? He needs ghosts in here too, actually. There's just...
That's one of those things that... the first instant that you see the Protoss reveal their tech, whether it's Colossus, Archon, High Templar, whatever it is, you need to start working on the counter right away. Like I was trying to say earlier, one of the past series we did, around 11-12 minutes standard, your Protoss is gonna start into that tier 3, provided they weren't doing any 1-base shenanigans. And as soon as you see the Colossus, you need to start Viking production, which, I mean, he hasn't done.
Yeah, he can't even really afford to. He's just so low in economy now.
That's the thing. I mean, you may not be able to afford it now, but it should have happened a while ago. I'm fighting him right now. He's not. The Colossus at 3-3 does so much damage, and he has no way to take care of him. Seeing this engagement here, I mean,
he's finally starting to do, like he was starting to make some headway there, but it's just now he's basically on top of his production. He's warping in on top of his production. And good GG. Oof,
man, these guys are pretty salty.
They are, but I know DaveSprite. It's just it's a reaction in the moment thing.
It definitely is. I mean,
he doesn't seem to hold grudges or anything.
Especially in a game 5 where you lost the first 2, you came back the first 2, you thought you were doing well, only just to lose.
Rough game.
Yeah.